concept of hoverboards, Autobots and mobility robots in India. He initiated the idea of education, empower, elevate in India with the Mentorics as well as Mentorics women, currently operating in 65 countries. We request Raj ma'am to give green initiative to Munish Jindal sir, please. Raj ma'am. Now we request Mr. Jindal to come and give us his opening remarks for the panel discussion.
Fiction? Wow, that's good. Fiction is good because the fiction, what happens is it takes you to the imaginary world where certain times our imagination itself cannot take us. And then another thing is we learn new words. It lets us gain new vocab. So it's good. How many of you keep a book handy all the time? Any of you? 1, 2, 3. That's it. Each one of you, you should be keeping one book handy with you. Always. One book should be with you each time, every day, even if you read half a page. Then come back to me after 6 months. You yourself will say, sir, that's the best thing has ever happened to us. I am reading since it's been almost 25 years. Then almost from past 6 years I've started writing. I've written 12 books. And today I'm grateful to NDIM management for planning this business literature conclave and being so thoughtful to make us part of this. It's indeed being commendable. Let's have a huge round of applause for NDIM. It's your very own institute for making this possible. And I'm a special heartfelt gratitude to Raj ma'am. Raj ma'am, thank you for making it happen and thank you for inviting all of us. This is indeed great.
We are grateful you have given your valuable time to us for they will get inspiration from you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I request you should share your life experience with them.
Surely, ma'am. Why not?
Thank you so much.
How many of you have a startup idea or something? Anyone who wants to do a startup? No one? One. Okay. Two. That's it. At least good. We have 2 budding startups over here. So why I asked this, how many of you know hoverboards? Hoverboards? Okay. 2-wheel thing, you stand on it, you go from one place to another. Okay, I'm the one who launched it. Thank you so much. So I launched this startup in India in 2015 and with 35,000 rupees. Why I'm mentioning this amount, it's not to brag, it's more about that you are college students. Certain times funds is a constraint and you might think that we have big dreams, but how to fulfill it? We don't have those resources. But start small and you can make it big. I started in 2015 with 35,000 rupees. Today it's a multi-million-dollar startup and it's self-funded. I recently rejected funding of 200 crores because I don't want someone sitting on my head and suddenly from being a scientist and innovator, they make me a salesperson. Because when venture capitalists or angel investors, they come in, they ask you what your revenues are, 10x. That now we have to do 10x of the revenues, 10x sales. So each one of you can do that. It depends upon what your dreams are. Maybe even if it's in the corporate, same story. Like you have to give 3 to 4 years or dedicatedly of your life to whatever you want to pursue. Like most of you are doing here your MBAs, right? Yes. Wonderful. So that's 2 years, 4 semesters. So here you're gonna study for 2 years, you're gonna burn your midnight oil, you're gonna give your hard work, dedication for 4 semesters, write the exams, then convocation's gonna happen, then you're gonna get the degree, right? Has anyone ever tried that after first semester is over or if it's been 3 months that you have gone and knocked down to the dean's office, hey dean, it's been 3 months, coming to the institute, degree please. Okay. So why I'm asking this is, when you start something in the real world, I come across youth, they say, sir, it's been 3 months, we're doing it, it's not happening. It's been 6 months, we are working very hard, but we are not getting the results. So I say them that it's a 3 years game. 3 years is a gestation period. If you're willing to give 3 years of your life, you could be the game changer. I gave 3 years to hover robotics and it's big, it's huge. When I started, people asked me that we don't need hoverboards in India. And who would ride it, or people won't accept the price point. But now when we did it, Same people are asking me how you did it. So the purpose of me telling to you this is, don't live a mediocre life. Don't just wake up, get up, dress up, show up, eat food, sleep. No. That's a mediocre life that you can live whole of your life. Even if you don't do anything, your parents will keep on supporting you. That's what how much our parents love us for life. Have biggest of the visions in life. The greatest of the vision, dreams. Your dreams should be unimaginable. They should be unthinkable. They should be something when you tell to someone else, they should laugh at you. That this is not possible what he's talking about, what she's talking about. Then give your blood, sweat, determination, dedication, patience, everything to it. Make it possible. I start a new company every 3 years, right from the scratch. When I start a new company, I'm the CEO, I'm the marketing head, right? I'm the clerk, I'm the peon. I do everything by myself, give everything for 3 years, build it up, put it on autopilot mode, another one. As of now, I hold 9 companies in 65 countries. My 10th company is in the pipeline. And I'm not even a Google generation. Someone asked me, it was an interview going on, that if one thing you have to change in your life, what it would be? I said that I'm living a wonderful, I don't want to change. But now when I see the kind of life you are living, I really wish that if I have to be a student, I would love to live this kind of student life. When I was a student, there was no Google, no mobile phones. We never had such wonderful management who are friends with you, who are organizing such conclaves for you, who are inviting mentors. There was no one to handhold. It was all about academics. Teachers are coming in the class, your heads are down, you just listen to the lecture, then you do self-study, get the good scores, done with it. And now see how different it is. How wonderful. You're sitting equivalent to your teachers. It was not possible in our times. We couldn't sit with them. So things have changed. You have that kind of exposure. You have that kind of knowledge, resources at hand. Trouble them. Trouble your management, whatever you require to achieve your dreams. That we need a connect in this industry. We need someone from Amazon or wheresoever. We need someone from pharmaceutical. Whatever your dreams are, or whatever the 2 guys who raise their hands are, the kind of mentors you need, just trouble them and they will connect you with them. They are very highly powered. They don't show you. They have very deep-rooted connects all across. So this is what is required in today's time. And I feel, if I'm not even a Google, you know what used to be biggest luxury in my time? Landline phone. We used to pay 15,000 rupees, wait for 4 years to get that landline. And imagine now we walk down into this SIM card providers, and if the activation message doesn't come in 4 minutes, we trouble them like hell. That where's the activation message? Just for 4 minutes. Imagine if someone gives you a SIM card and they say go home, it will be activated after 4 years. Imagine how would you feel? So that is the time, that is the era I come from. And if I can do it, imagine what kind of wonders you can do. And the biggest thing in that is the coordination. Even I was sitting downstairs, an interview was going on. The students took it. And I was mentioning that at least around 150 of you are sitting here, right? So imagine right now, if you can take out your cell phone from your pocket and you can call Bill Gates. Hi Bill, how are you? What's happening? Or Warren Buffett, or maybe Mr. Ratan Tata, or Ambani's. You can just, hi Mukesh, kya chal raha hai yaar? Raat ko mile fir. You know why I'm saying this? Few of you gonna join your businesses. Few of you gonna have startups. Few of you gonna work in the corporate culture. You are the people who gonna surpass them. The next generation of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Richard Branson's, Ambani's, Adani's, Tata's are sitting here. If you start coordinating now, imagine you are each other's speed dial. 150 or most powerful organizations in the world are at your speed dial. Imagine what kind of enormous power you hold. If today I say you can call top 150 organizations in the world, anyone, even the CEO, the director. So this is the key. You don't have to compete with your friends. You have to coordinate. This is the most important. If you learn that, you will do wonders. In my phone, I have 51,000 phone numbers. I have 23,000 people directly connected on WhatsApp with me. I get almost more than 40,000 messages every day. And I fly myself. I have huge army of people working for me. But I make sure my cell phone is replied by me. The reason being, then people know that they are directly connected to me. I came across a very young founder. He's just 25. He started his startup 3 months ago. He has his EA. Whosoever he has to talk to, his EA connects, And after 3 months, he came to me, sir, how come people know you? Nobody knows me. I said, do you even talk to anyone? Nobody knows it's your startup. People think it's your EA's startup. Because she talks to everyone. That day onwards, he's talking directly to everyone, and the game has changed for him. So this is what you have required, people person. And that is why when we talk about literature, literature has deep roots into it. It connects us with our history, it connects us with the culture, it connects us with our roots, it connects us with people. If you will really thoroughly, if you just take it as a book, then it's just a book. If you are keen and you open it, it will just totally open a new world for you. My book is on AI. This is just one dimension, right? We have wonderful authors among us today, 5 to 6 authors, and I don't even command that kind of caliber. Still, I'm thankful to Raj ma'am that she invited me among them. So each one belongs to a different domain. So when you open it, you are going to traverse to a different, a parallel universe. Now it's up to you what you grab out of it. They teach you a lot about languages, a lot about the history, the civilizations. I still read about civilizations long back. People say that what's the need in the world of AI? Like I say that I am into artificial intelligence, but what's the need of say? I say we really need to know our past, our culture, because that's what is shaping up our current civilization. And that is what would keep on going. That's the process. So this is what we really need to understand. And another beautiful thing that can happen to you is, how many of you feel like that you can write a book someday, or you have a dream to write? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you know, each one of you can write a book. Just what you have to do is, you just have to jot down your ideas. Few of you might have a clarity of idea that okay, I want to write in this genre, I want to write in this fiction or non-fiction or this topic. Or few of you have no idea, no clue. What you do, just maybe take a diary or maybe on Microsoft Word, just jot down your ideas. Doesn't matter they are vague, doesn't matter they don't connect to each other. Just keep jotting it down. Then after 3 months, have a look at it. You know what you will feel? Oh, I have a little bit of a story. Okay, maybe 10th page would go back and connect to the second one, or maybe third page is not connecting anywhere, and that can start a new chapter in the book. If you will see this book, it has multiple chapters, right? They are interlinked as well, and they are not connecting to each other. So this way, in a year span of time, you can have your own book. And if any of you want your books, this is today my word, whosoever will come, we will get it published for you. Your own book with your own name, and we will launch it for you. We will launch it like this. Not a simple, we will launch your book, any book that will come from NDIM, Raj ma'am, we need your word, we will launch from your institute like this. So on that note, I will take a farewell from you for now. Thank you so much. And if you will have any questions and all, we will do an interactive session. You can ask me that. Right? Thank you so much.
Wonderful. This is literally amazing. Seeing the weightage on the panel here, I mean, the kind of authors I'm surrounded with, including me, I feel hats off to the management of NDIM College to give us a chance to be here. Yeah? Please, a round of applause for your entire management for this beautiful evening, and we raise toast to it. What more could be more beautiful than the opening remarks by the founding president of MentorX, Dr. Munish Jindal, and such an inspiring keynote to pep you up. All the last benchers, do you want to shift in front or is it okay? Wonderful. So you have the balcony seats with you, yeah? Anyways, let's start the beautiful evening, and I feel each one journally have a dream to be an author. How many of you wish to be an author? Yes, guys, how many of you? I see nod of heads, I see few hands up. Wow, now this is really brilliant. Wow, wonderful. And the rest of the people who probably would be hearing it, I'm sure by the end of it, either you will be a blogger or author or something or the other. So I promise to the management that you will be creating so many authors in the near future. Wonderful, wonderful. Coming forward to the, starting the great panel, it's a fast-paced world today. The world is driven by artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, but still there is something which doesn't change, which is our skills, our talent, our hobbies. So we have a mix of talent here, and everybody domains, a niche which is really, really class apart. Starting with our very own Dr. Jindal. So, as the entire world is, we say that, robots are all there to replace our jobs unless and until we, increase our capabilities. So, what you, the AI man, says, what is it, how the word is driven by today? It is all the artificial word, dynamic with artificial intelligence, or still we have something to play with our own real unique self?
Wow, that's a wonderful reality you have portrayed in the artificially intelligent world. Yes, see, the thing is, we will never lose our reality. Human beings, we are the most superior race that has ever existed, and we are always going to remain that superior. Doesn't matter how much the technology progresses. Yes, the upcoming times, it's Industry 4.0 that we are into, the new next gen revolution. So AI is doing everything. How about if I say each one of you can fly? Will you believe me? Yes, I'm working on a project where we are making a hoverboard. We have already made the one. Today it's a literature one. That's why I didn't bring the video. We have made a hoverboard. You stand on it and you can fly. It could be possible the next time when NDIM invites me, I would request a helipad and we'll land like that. So the only thing is when the technologies are in initial stage, they are very expensive. So now we are trying to commercialize it and bring the cost down. So this is how beautifully the technologies are making our lives easier. AI is basically solving the intelligence and then using that intelligence to solve everything else. It is making our lives easier, fast-paced, wonderful, and the places where we cannot reach, it can make us reach. Imagine if there is a fire. Now there is an army of robots that can go inside. Whosoever is stuck there, they can bring them outside, and fire won't do any harm to them. How easy it is. We can go, but it's just like a flick of a second, like a job for them. So that's how, if we make the right use of technology, ma'am, as you asked. So AI is a boon for us, and in the as of now we are not aware, but every day AI is so deep rooted that we are using in each and every sphere of our life. That further during the session I will let them know. Thank you.
This is really, really wonderful to begin this panel discussion. I must say, it should just go on. You will have so massive knowledge sharing today. Moving to Poonam ma'am, with lots of experience and coming up with her own maiden book. I read this book personally, and it's very close to my heart. It's a story of a simple girl, and which is telling the facet of the challenges and problems faced by each and everyone, maybe. But sometimes we are voiceless to raise our own challenges. So, ma'am, what was it? What was in it, behind Poonima's story? How you want to bring out the challenges the youth are facing today?
Good evening, first all of you. And I see now that there is a big gap between the generation to which we belong and the young generation today. And I saw that the young generation was, facing a lot of challenges in life because of maybe the fast progressing world, becoming egoistic, having a lot of anger, frustration. And so I wanted to share with them the 17 lessons of life, which if you can manage your life well, you can manage your job well, you can manage your country well, you can manage everything very properly. And you people, the management students, when you go as interns outside to work, what are the qualities or skills which the companies will look inside you when you give your resume? They will look in for your determination. They will look in for your interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. How well you are able to communicate. And of course, what kind of resilience you have. What kind of tenacity you have. Right? What kind of adaptability you have. Right? No two persons in an organization, and similarly no two persons in the family are same. Each one has his own nature. We have to adjust. We have to adapt. Right? So, you might feel that when I go as an intern in an office and I am told to do a job which is beyond my liking, right? Why should I do it? Why should I do it? But please understand that Life starts with these small baby steps, and we move forward in life. We have to face a lot of challenges in life, but we have to face them with a positive attitude. We have to understand that human beings have been given a special intellect. Your bookish knowledge will only give you knowledge, will not give you wisdom. Right? If I take a simple example, there is a huge fire on an oil rig, and a worker working on the oil rig has only two options. He has to either jump or he has to fry. What do you think he will do? He will jump. Where did that come from? From his intellect. Right? So, whatever knowledge we gain, decision making power which human beings have, how to act at the spur of the moment, that is with us, that is inside us. And we have to lead our life in moderation, in balance. We cannot have excess of anything, we have to have a balance. We have to understand others, right? So now when you are making your resume for an internship, try to evaluate yourself. Do I have these skills? Will I be able to adapt myself to the changing environments in the office scenario? Do I have the tenacity and the determination to succeed? Do I have the capacity to work with my co-workers? And do not try to, underestimate yourself. Try to lift up yourself. Try to teach yourself that yes, I can do it. I can do it. There is no word as impossible in this world. I might have been very impossible for my parents to bring up, but they have brought me up. I might have been very impossible for my grandparents to tolerate me, to tolerate all my nakras and tolerate my upbringing, whatever has been in my life, but I have been brought up. So the world is not going to end. Believe you me, the world is not going to end. And human beings are going to be the only species in the world who have this intellect, who have this wisdom. Right? There was a research recently on the DNA of chimpanzees and DNA of humans. And during teenage, how the DNAs of chimpanzees work and how the DNAs of a human child works. And believe you me, it was similar. It was similar. So, you see, we all have feelings, we all have emotions, we all have a lot of power inside us. We just have to realize that power. We just have to click on the correct switch. And life will go on and move forward. No challenge will appear as a challenge if you are determined to succeed. Please remember determination. Never give up hope. Never give up faith. And this I have depicted through the life of this girl, that in a family scenario from her childhood to her old age, when she gets married, when she is a child, what all she keeps on learning in her life, but she never gives up. So we have to always think in a positive manner. We have to always think for the future. And now when you people are getting ready for your internships, for your jobs, think about it. Because when you go in for a job, you may not like what is happening. What will be happening in the office will not be according to your liking. But can I adapt myself to it? Can I adjust myself to it? Will I be happy in that scenario? I have to introspect. Yes, I can be. I can be, that you have to keep telling yourself.
Wonderful. This is really wonderful. You know, one-stop solution.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Nancy. And when you were talking about, what is the excess of something that you can have, I knew the mic is going to come to me now. So what made me write this book? I've been writing since my childhood, like many of us, I think, want to be writers here, but never thought of publishing one. It was only when I switched over my career, I would say, from an IT professional to a chocolate entrepreneur, where I realized that I want to capture the research that I have done into a book. But then there are a lot of bookstores which have book on chocolates, which are full of recipes, full of science, facts, and a lot of myths, historical data about chocolates. I did not want to do anything of those repeat on the bookshelves. So what I did was I captured an A to Z of chocolates, where you actually build your relationship with this divine food. And that relationship was built when I was thinking about each alphabet. It was not easy. I am a classic example of what Dr. Munish Jindal mentioned, where you keep writing bit by bit and your book is done. I took almost 2 years to complete this book, and that was the only reason. So that is why I say a classic example of just keep penning down your thoughts and you will have a book one day out. So, relating alphabets like, Z, Y, there were so many alphabets which were so difficult to identify and relate. So with all this research that I was doing, came in all these chapters, and there I launched the book in 14, and then another edition in 2017, which is what you see here.
Wow, this is really amazing. So you can write on anything in which you have interest upon. So once you have interest, you dig in and then you fall in love in it. That is all about it. Wow. So this is really fantastic. Moving here to our wonderful Arushi. Arushi, we talk upon a lot about challenges of the youth, how they get employability, the skills, the Gen Z, adaptability and everything. But we see a lot of layoff happening in the organization too. So how do you see the future of corporate world is?
Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy. That's a wonderful question. A very good evening to all of you here. How are you doing? How are you doing? Amazing, great. I want to start with something have you seen Sachin Tendulkar? I'm sure you've seen Sachin Tendulkar bat on the field, have you? Yes. Oh my God, have you seen fire in his eyes? Yes, ma'am. Oh God, that's what we need, right? I asked myself this question: if I wake up one morning and if I lose fire in my system, how to breathe, man? Don't you think? Yeah? This is what I really feel. The day we lose that fire, the passion, there's no point, guys. Don't you agree? Yes, ma'am. Yeah? So all of you have that. It's not that it's just with Sachin Tendulkar or with, Lata Mangeshkar ji or with A.R. Rahman. It's within you, all of you. It's within all of you. All of you have that infinite potential. Guys, I think we're all aware that layoffs are happening big time, right? None of us would have imagined that companies like Google, Amazon and all of these organizations will fire people. None of us ever imagined that. Now what do? As Dr. Jindal has he's the expert in the field of AI. He's already telling us, and the future is AI, right? What a calculator can do, a human brain, if you compare a human brain with a calculator is going to do that job much better than a human brain. So, but at the end of the day, all of us know that we created machines or machines created us. Tell me. We created. Can we say this louder? We created machines, right? So when a human being has created machines, it means that our intelligence is higher than that of machines, right? Now the problem is the intellectual part of a human system. And if you look at the machines are going to do that job much better than a human brain. So which means that our job is to have access to that higher dimension of intelligence, which is beyond that of intellect. Now if you have access to that dimension of intelligence within you, and there are processes, there's a technological way to approach that. Once you have that access, I'm telling you guys, that's when the madness begins, because there's no going back. Once you know the power, once you know what it means to have access to that dimension of intelligence, you will never be worried about any layoffs on the planet ever. Because there's something called human consciousness. There's something called higher dimension of intelligence. Once you have access to that, there's nobody in the world who can, create that in a machine or in any other form. So I'm here to welcome all of you, in this journey of welcoming all of you that, we have access to this dimension and we become passionate and ignited enough, to ensure that we go on this path and recreate ourselves and evolve ourselves.
Wonderful, Arushi. This is really amazing, guys. I mean, trust me, there was a time when we used to talk about, what is happening next. And today, we have been so focused. So, rightly said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Hear me again. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So today at NDIM college, you're actually seeing your future perspective, your aspirations coming true on the platform. This is really wonderful. So amazing and thankful to all the authors. Now, who is asking me? Now, it is going to the audience.
Before that, I have a question for you, ma'am. See, I'm glad that what a wonderful and what a commendable panel we have. So how beautifully Poonam ma'am, she shared her golden nuggets about knowledge and wisdom. These are two different things, right? You can have knowledge, but it's not necessary that we are wise enough to use it. So thank you, Poonam ma'am, for enlightening us for that. And then that stopped with the chocolates. Wow, what else one could wish for? I to get my happy hormones released as soon as I get the chocolates. And I was expecting one complimentary box today, ma'am, though. So. And then thank you, Arushi ma'am, for how beautifully you portrayed the value of human resource, that is what your forte is, and linked with the technology. But ma'am, in this, like we all are living life, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. And when then there comes a skill, then people might think about a language, or maybe playing a game or sports. But I am altogether, I was like little mesmerized when I saw your book called New Age Life Skills. So I would really love if you can throw light on that. What is this New Age Life Skills?
Well, this is really amazing coming from the master himself, who inspired me to write the book. So I'll just say that New Age Life Skills, as the name suggests, literally whatever the definition you get on the web, everyone can get it. Today, everything in today's world is on the click, guys. The knowledge you want, the food you want to order, the dresses you want to wear, anything, the travel you want to go, everything is on the click. But what takes years to inculcate in your system is your values, your beliefs, your skills. That is something which will be here to stay, isn't it? To everyone who is here. So, we all say what is behind our success, and we are being invited in different forums. But trust me, behind success of everybody are the skills, are their inner conditioning, their, I'll say, behavior pattern, the way of handling with the people. When I say people, it doesn't mean only their peers, specifically the subordinates, the people who are working, your team, everyone. So, New Age Life Skills, as the name suggests, are the skills needed to ace the life. Though we have, yes, probably listed the 21 skills of 21st century in the book, but it keeps on changing. What I see in Sir when he was speaking was his being courteous, when he said that being the CEO and founding president, I'm also the PN, I'm also the clerk, I'm also the telecaller, I'm also the accountant. So that is like multitasking. Gone are the days we used to say, master of all trades, jack of none. Today we are living in a world when we have to be master of everything. We need to be all-rounder. Yeah? We need to be the first mover, have the first mover advantage. Are you getting me, guys? Yes, it's getting really interesting. And to everyone you meet, definitely you look, I guess before they even speak, you catch their vibe. Yeah? Exactly. So yes, apart from the outer appearance, it is the skills that catch you. With Poonam ma'am, it's being humble, being courageous. I learned from here, from Smriti ma'am, I learned to be sweet, that is what. And from Arushi, I learned to be, have a balanced approach towards life. So I feel it's all about skills, and I try to compile little in the book for each and every one, that we are reminded that however real world, REEL, real world we live in, what we call being the Insta influencers. If we are in that game, we need to have a real word, REAL. So the real skills will only work with you. Thank you. We open it to the audience. I mean, this conclave is by the students and for the students. So please, from you to sir, anyone, can we pass the mic? The volunteers can help us do that. Yeah, we see a raise of hand there.
Any questions, any queries, anything, just shoot at me. And while the mic is coming down to you, I have a good news to share that while sitting on the dais itself, I have launched another book of mine. I just designed the cover of that in the Canva. It's a global intellectual series, Dynamic Leaders, the rise of the potential of the change makers. So we just launched it, and tomorrow it's a proper book launch happening at one of the universities. So see, this is the beauty how things happen. So much more things can be happening. So this is the 14th book that I'm gonna author now. So who has a question for me, please?
Can we pass the mic, guys?
Ma'am, I do have a question.
Yes, please. There's someone who raised the hand there. Please, now what do you want to ask?
Sir, my question is for you, sir, Jindal sir. We all are aware of the potential of ChatGPT.
Yes.
And the institute have started banning it.
Oh.
So, sir, even there are debate that countries should ban it. So don't you think that banning ChatGPT now is like banning internet in 1990s? It is something futuristic.
Okay, no, I won't say that. Okay, so when a new, take it this way. We give you a car, right? But we haven't developed the fuel tank yet. There is no fuel tank in the car. We have given you the car now. What will you do with that? So what has happened? I don't know if this is a funny instance. There was this guy. He was very frustrated. Was talking to basically with ChatGPT, bitching about his wife, and the ChatGPT gave the suggestion: divorce your wife. This is a real incident. I'm telling you. So since then, even Microsoft is taking. Oh, thank you so much. Such a wonderful gentleman. Thank you. My black coffee, my fuel. So then they are taking the steps. So cause they are saying that okay, they developed the engine, the ChatGPT, but it's not mature enough. They themselves don't know. They have programmed it right, but they themselves don't know which way it will go. So today it's the divorce. Tomorrow it could be leading to someone's suicide as well. So that is why I'm not saying ban it, but yes, the developer has to curb it. You know, this is how the technology could prove as a bane or a boon. Like take it this way, you have a uranium. Now the choice is yours. With the uranium, you can put it in the nuclear reactor and you can produce the electricity that can run the whole country. Or same uranium, you can put in a bomb and you can make a nuclear missile. So that is why, as of now, we don't know the ChatGPT's ultimate potential where it can lead to. So let it mature a bit, then go ahead with it.
Sir, even the internet in 1990s had dark web, which was a safe haven for.
That I agree. That is still there. See,
But
that is everywhere. Even we have weapons, we have drugs. That in each and everything you talk about, you will find the flip side. Take a painting itself. Painting is beautiful from the front. What is the back side? Just a brown cardboard, right? Or a brown board. So flip side is everywhere. Now the only drawback is here nobody knows how to curb this flip side. They have thrown open a very powerful engine in the market to 8 billion people, and they're communicating and they're taking decisions based on the decision of that chat engine. So either you should be mature enough, right? So that is how. So let it mature. It will mature, and see, technology would come much more heavily. If how many of you seen that movie I, Robot? I think the robots were replicating itself, right? Do you know machines have started replicating itself already? 3D printers are printing 3D printers. Imagine you have one 3D printer. Your friend comes home. Oh, yeah, very nice. Can I have one? Wait a sec, yeah. Have your black coffee. Print one for you. How amazing is that? So machines have started replicating. So if you will really study the technologies, the AI, this is a whole lot of universe of artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, big data, IoT, cloud computing, nanotechnology, biotechnology, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, crypto, cyber security, robotronics, mechatronics. So this is a whole parallel universe going on. So it's up to us how sensibly. Have you heard like our forefathers used to say, listen to everyone, do what you want. So there also, if you're using ChatGPT, listen to ChatGPT, do what your brain says.
What's your take on how AI can complement management?
Oh wow, that's interesting. I'm glad you asked it. So AI is everywhere. Imagine you want to make a new startup and you have no clue, or you want to launch a new company. You have no clue what to do. You know, AI beforehand, even before you launch a company, can do customer analysis, can do feedback for you without even launching the company. And it can, through AI, it can even do your budgeting. It can even take care of your expenses. It can even let you know where you're wasting your time or where you're wasting your money. Right? Then, rather than having a hefty paying accountant, you can do cloud computing. And your accounts are visible across the globe, wherever you're traveling. Earlier times we used to have accounts like this, like a ledger, right? Now they're in the cloud. So through AI, and now AI is surpassing another domain. It could happen with you also when you're gonna walk down into a big MNC in an organization. Rather than they taking a face-to-face interview, they might put you into an AI environment, right? So it could be possible that you have done your this MBA and you might be applying for marketing, and through AI environment they will get to know through your, you know, even just eyeball movements, through your body gestures, that rather than going for marketing, this wonderful guy is a wonderful fit into the finance department. Yes, that is what the power of AI. So in each and every step you talk about management, hiring new talent, right? Retaining new talent. AI is helpful everywhere.
So what about sales?
Sales, yes, it's a big. Okay, if you're talking about sales, I tell you an interesting scenario. It can analyze your customer's behavior, what exactly their spending power is, where they're spending money, where their disposable income is going on. Now what we do, if we have to shop online, we go on Amazon or maybe Flipkart, we select a product, browse it, put it in the cart, right? So feed address, choose the payment method, it comes to us. Amazon in US, you know what it is doing through AI? You are browsing through, supposedly you're wearing a pink shirt, you want to buy another shirt, maybe blue color. You're just browsing through, yellow shirt comes in, you just closed it, black shirt comes in, you didn't spend much time on it. Blue shirt is rotating and you are spending time on it, right? Just saw that, okay, is the large size available? Fine, it's available. And then a shirt comes in 500 rupees. You just immediately closed it. Then shirt is rotating maybe around in 10,000 rupees. You didn't spend much time on it. Then a shirt comes in the range of 2,500 to 5,000. And you're just browsing. You haven't even decided as yet that you're going to buy a blue shirt in this. What with the drone, they are delivering a blue shirt, large size, 3,000 on the rooftop. You pick it up, wear it, keep it longer than 3 days, the money will get deducted from your bank account. You don't want it, put it back on the rooftop. The drone will come and take it back. This is happening in actual. And now, you did it all. Now imagine you walking down to Select City Walk Mall or MBS Mall. What's your name?
Mayank.
Mayank. So as soon as you enter the mall, they're like, hi Mayank. You're like, how come they know? Because you have uploaded your picture somewhere on the internet. From there, you already have a digital algorithm of yours. AI algorithm, your face already has one. So they run billions of algorithms behind it, and as soon as it matches with your picture, hi Mayank. You walk down inside a store, they start showing you a blue shirt. How do you know? Your browser history. Right? Now, you like the shirt and everything is fine, but you're not comfortable with the price. The camera in the store took your body gestures, your eye movements, it found you're not comfortable with the price. Ting ting. Message comes, 50% off if you buy it right away. Now how do they have your phone number? Because you use it to verify your Facebook account. Right? From there on, they're sending a message that buy right now you will get 50. And it could be possible, I'm walking in the same store, just picking up the shirt, getting it scanned, and I'm buying it at a full price. So this is how a sales analysis, customer behavior, till now why Google Photos was giving unlimited space for storing your photos. Earlier it was only image recognition. Now the machine vision has gone so deep, it can even recognize what color you're wearing, what brand you're wearing, who the people you hang out with, what background you have, where you're traveling, what car you drive, what book you read. Each and everything they know about you. So this is how through AI you can analyze your customers in depth, you can get to know, and you can make them spend wherever you want. That is the kind of power you have. Thank you, sir.
technical background. And when it comes to AI, we get a bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I just want to know how can we learn AI for our day-to-day use and how can we implement it with ease so that it becomes useful to us instead of scaring.
What's your good name, please?
Abhinav Goyal.
Mr. Abhinav Goyal. Wow. Huge round of applause for him. Thank you so much. What are you studying?
Sir, MBA only.
Okay.
Same
Do you know what I have studied? BCom, MBA Finance, CA. And I'm running one of the top-notch robotics organization in the world. It's all about your zeal. It's not about the domain. You know, people certain times just think that I've changed my domain. You know what I ask them? How come I've changed my domain? If I'm running an AI company, okay, fine, I need to know AI. That is one thing. But if I studied budgeting, strategic, operations, marketing, planning, everything is helping me in running this organization. So your MBA, whatever you're studying, if you're launching a technology company, you're only adding one more bit, technology part. Rest everything is MBA. So there are now you have two things. If you're passionate enough, you really want to learn it, you can learn code. I don't know coding. I openly say, tomorrow if you now take a test of me or you ask me something about Python, I have no clue, guys. It is more like that if you have done your MBA, you launch a company, it's not necessary you need to know accounts. You will hire accountant or you will hire auditors. Right? Same way in my companies, despite me being a CA, I have CAs and auditors working for me. So here I have programmers. I don't know coding, but I know all about AI, so you can learn it. Then to nurture my passion, I did my PhD in artificial intelligence and robotics. So you don't even need degrees these days. At this stage where I'm sitting, nobody asks me what degree I have done, what course I have done, right? It is more about what do you know. So you can openly learn. Now you have a whole web. You can learn whatever you want and do it, make it happen. Thank you.
Right. So is it really possible with AI, with the help of AI, that robots will replicate themselves in future, and is it a threat for the human race or not?
Okay, when you're talking about threat, what do you think? Do we have threat from nuclear weapons?
Yes, sir, we do.
We do, na? Great. Wonderful, you have answered your question yourself. So see, the thing is, yes, robots are going to already replicate. Have any one of you met Sophia? Okay. Sophia is like us, right? She's a citizen of UAE, but she's a robot. She can speak any given language in the world. She has answered to any given question in the world. And she even recently did modeling for one of the top-notch, I think, Christian or something. So she did it. So, right. So, threat is, okay, these robots, these are basically machines in other ways. These are programmed in a set standard of algorithms. Like in your MBA, in accounts, they teach us debit and credit. So, accounts move within those debits and credits. Now, there are taxmen, there are taxation lawyers who still find the loopholes into the taxation system and then advise you how to save tax, right? So same way, if you are able to find a loophole in there, you put in some another algorithm, obviously it can cause threat. That is why we always say technology should be deployed ethically, successfully, knowledgeably, rightfully. These are the four most important aspects. If you're going to do that, technology or robots, they are never going to be threat for us. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Name you had given to your book. So my question is that what was the hardest part of the book you felt should, what was the hardest part for you to write in your book?
There was only one hardest part, which was to identify the unique alphabets and how to relate them with chocolates. So for example, Z, Y, and X. So all of these, there were 5-6 alphabets which were very extremely difficult for me to identify, and my book took 2 years just because of that. Yeah.
You have mentioned about why are women more attracted to chocolates, what is the chemical connection to our brain, and why is it popular to gift our people in love. Can you please give us a brief about it, because none of us are ready.
Okay, so how many women sitting out here are extremely fond of chocolates to an extent that any point of your life you can just grab them in any mood? How many of them? Raise your hands. I think Nancy should have been the first one to raise the hand. No show of hands, really? Higher, can we have them higher up? So what is the first energy that you feel when you consume your chocolates? We'll answer the question like this. What is the first energy that you feel? Anyone in the audience, you want to answer that? Happiness. Anything else? Love. Yeah.
Happy hormones.
That was a question for women only. Oh yes, absolutely. So say you have your answers in the form of the audience answering them. These are the chemical reactions that are released, and which is why you feel that you are in love. You feel like you're on the ninth heaven and there is nothing else that you need. There is a very famous quotation which says that chocolate is the answer for everything, be it any mood. It is just really a one-stop solution. And when you read this book, you will actually feel that. You will feel like grabbing a chocolate bar or any kind of a flavor with chocolate. Can be a hot chocolate, a brownie, anything. And you will just totally love this book for this one reason only, nothing else.
Wonderful.
Question. What was your vision behind launching this book?
Almost 2 decades into mentoring, I feel our mentoring goes for, a day, probably a boot camp of a week or hours for training for our mentees and students all over the world. But writing a book was something that the people feel that, wow, on our book rack, we have our mentor along. We have, their guidance along. So the vision was that each one get tempted to improve themselves and should always remember that there's never a comparison with anyone else, ever. There's always a comparison with your own previous self, and the more we hone our skills, the more we are up the game. Our own game. Thank you.
Right now, in my second semester, we are all doing projects, assignments, evaluation, valuation, and we are having a very tough time to do it. But here you are, sir, running 9 companies, being the almighty and doing all this stuff day-to-day basis, being the energy of the company. How are you doing it, and what's your time management?
Okay, wow, that's wonderful. If you're talking about time management, that's great because I'm still myself learning. Because last time I slept was on 20th. Today's what, 23rd now? I haven't slept. That is why even during the panel I needed this black coffee. I told your institute that even during the panel, please get me black coffee. So, because I don't sleep. That's the first thing. But I don't recommend it. That's bad. I don't know, I have become managing an artificial intelligence company. I've become a robot myself. Right, but that's bad. 8 hours of sleep is necessary. Time management, when you talk about, I say that you can have power of 4 days in one. How? This is very important. If you really want to know, each one of you can have 96 hours every day. What you can do is, as soon as you wake up, till the time you sleep, whatever you have done whole day, just write it. Not type it, write it. Literally, have one diary, write it. Write it for good 15 to 20 days or a month. Then go back. Flip those pages. You will see there are few empty slots, maybe 15 minutes or half an hour or somewhere 2 hours. There are few slots where you are just killing your time, doing nothing. Absolutely. There are few slots where you are just watching reels, scrolling mobile phone. And the worst part about this thing is that you just liked one reel, you wanted to watch it. It was of 30 seconds only, but then you are into the loop. Then you have to curb that addiction. Then when you flip over, you have to see where you are wasting your time. You will suddenly realize you have extra 8 to 10 hours every day, right? Which you can utilize. And I assure you, whatever passion in the world you have, tomorrow if you say that I'm making a rocket and I'm going to take you to moon, if you're willing to even give 6 hours every day dedicatedly, you would be able to do that, right? And when you're talking about, yes, that you have projects, you have assignments, you have these things too, that is good. Why? In our times, it was all theoretical knowledge. As Poonam was also saying, it was not a wisdom. But when you are doing this, you should be very, very thankful to your institute, your teachers, your professors, your management, that they're putting you through this. This is called experiential learning. They're giving you experience of the real world, that this world works like this. Now, out of that, do you have time to eat? Do you have time to sleep? Do you have time to take bath? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? When you have time for everything, why don't you have time for your dream then? There is one thing that is your dream. You want to do it. Then why you don't have time for that? That you have to manage yourself, right?
Moving forward.
Okay, that is that I have to nurture my passion. I am just working for my passion. I'm not working for money. I'm not working to create companies. It is more about passion. So certain times people they ask me that we don't know our passion. I say that whenever you are alone, close your eyes, sit, feel you have biggest of the mansions. You have the Lamborghinis, Ferraris, your own choppers, helicopters, aeroplanes. You have unlimited wealth. You can buy anything in the world. All your bills are being taken care of. Now what is the one thing that you want to do? Someone answered me that I want to paint. I said, you could be the next Picasso. Someone said, I want to dance. I said, you could be the wonderful top-notch dancer in the world. Right? This is your passion. If you're going to nurture it, and why I'm talking about passion is, when you work for your passion, it is no longer work. How I'm able to, like I told you last time, step was on 20th, how I'm able to go on for the past 60 hours without sleep, is it is not my work. AI, artificial intelligence, robotics is my passion. I'm doing it for my passion and it doesn't look like work to me at all. So, you have to find out your passion, that dream, when you have time for your assignments, when you have time for family, you have time to eat food, you have time to sleep, you have time to take bath. You should definitely have ample time for your dream. Nurture it. I can give you in writing today. If you, right now, even while doing your course, you started today, come to me after 3 years, give everything. You will be the most successful entrepreneur this country will or this world will ever see. Thank you so much. Now, before that, I want to ask one to Poonam ma'am. Poonam ma'am, this basically is targeted at youth itself. Right, knowledge is everywhere. No depth of knowledge. Rather, now we don't even know how to filter knowledge. That is a separate thing. How we can gain wisdom? You talked about knowledge and wisdom. I really want to know the other part.
The wisdom lies inside us.
Wow.
We just have to explore it, and we have to think about our value system. We have to think about why we were brought in this world. We are a species which is different from all the other species on the earth, right? So what is the difference between various animals and between a human? That difference is just that we have the wisdom to take the right decision. That decision making power is with me, and I can gain that wisdom through inculcating my value system with what is inside me, right? Now, if I talk about a gardener has to take care of roses also, has to take care of cactus also. So, no two people in front of you or no two aspects inside me also may not be the same. I may feel angry at times about something, and I may feel opposite of that, happy about something at the other time. The same thing may give me a spot of anger. The same thing may give me happiness. It is my attitude, my way of looking at things, right? So my way of looking at things will bring that wisdom into me. That wisdom will come through my changing my way of looking at things. I have to understand the other's point of view also. Like, why do I say there is a generation gap? We are not able to understand what our parents are trying to tell us, what their expectations are from us, and they are not able to understand what we want to achieve. Right? So if I just for a moment try to think about their expectations also, and I try to think about my dreams also, and I try to find a balance, that is wisdom.
Wow.
If I am able to, it's very easy to always be critical. It's very easy to always criticize. But if I am able to calm myself down and I am able to understand, or I'm just able to think, I'm able to put myself in that shoe. Tomorrow, I will also be a parent. I will be also wearing this shoe. And tomorrow, will my response be the same as my parents' response today? Or tomorrow, If I will also be a CEO of a company, and somebody like this will be working for me and standing before me with folded hands, what will be my reaction? So please try to evaluate that, and have a feeling of gratitude, have a feeling of giving, have a feeling of receiving. Be open minded, don't have a very closed mindset. Be open minded, be ready to receive, be ready to learn, be ready to give. Give your 100% and receive. Be ready to receive from others. Life is a learning journey. That is why I said a tipsy voyage along a level lifeline. My lifeline, my heart line will be level, but my voyage has been tipsy. But yes, I have never given up. I have never given up, and yes, I have tried to learn from everybody around me. From my child to my mother-in-law to my husband, I have tried to learn, pick up, always try to pick up some positive things. Your friends, your peers, your teachers, please try to pick up something good from everybody around me. Everybody around yourself. It's very easy to criticize our political leaders. It is very easy to criticize the government. It is very easy to criticize my boss. But have I ever understood why my boss is behaving like this? Have I ever tried to understand why this reaction is coming from him? What is going on in his mind? If my teacher is talking to me like this, why is she talking to me like this? पसंद नहीं है, बस अच्छा नहीं लगता. क्यों नहीं अच्छा लगता? उसके मन में क्या चल रहा है? Try to understand that point of view also, and that will make you wise. है ना? महाभारत हम सबके अंदर चलती है. कौरव भी हमारे अंदर है, पांडव भी हमारे अंदर है. तो हमको ये देखना है कि हम उसको कैसे जीतते हैं. अपनी महाभारत सबको खुद जीतनी है.
Quickly to share with all of you, because when I was studying in a university, I think one problem or one challenge that you must have observed is you want to get up in the morning. Let's say you have a class, you at 9 o'clock, but your mind says, "यार आज जाने का मन नहीं कर रहा." It happens, right? Your mind does not cooperate with you. So the minute we have the access, to tap into the potential of that mind, the minute we have that key, automatically you will see success is going to be a downhill run after that. So my mission basically to as a panelist here and from my career point of view is this, that once we have that access, once we know how to open that key, once we tap into that potential of the mind, and once we unlock that possibility what this mind can be, believe me, all of you sitting here can do wonders. I'm telling you, all of you sitting here can become, and you have no idea. You have no idea who all of you can become. All of you sitting here, you have infinite possibility in you. But the starting point is, at least just realize, the step number one is, let me realize this, that I need to take charge of my mind. And guys, I'm telling you, the day you know how to open that key, how to take charge of that mind, I'm telling you, life is not going to be the same, and success is going to be a downhill run. And I assure you, all of you will become an infinite possibility. Thank you.
Well, may I request all those backbenchers to come in front? I was told that NDIM creates leaders. Is that true? Yes, sir. And one of the first quality of a leaders is that they would always like to be in the front rather than at the back. So all those who feel that they are leaders can come into the front row. Chalo, I think that's fine. Institution. One of the primary idea of me going there is to be amongst the youth who could be, and I still feel that I am one among you, and it gives so much of a happiness to interact with the people. But before I talk about my book or the topic, I'll just touch upon 2 points which I heard from my the two panelists, two others just before me. The two words which I heard too much in that discussion was, one was passion, second was success. One of the biggest challenge of today, and of course one panelist also was talking about, is the knowledge and the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Let me tell you this. The word success is a very bad word. And whomsoever is ever coming to tell you, and it could be anybody, with all due respect to my dear friend who just talked about the success, there is no definition for success. In fact, one of your own colleague who was just taking me a small video bite of mine was also talking about success. What is the definition of success? So let's not go after this success. Another thing is that these days, every day you hear that there is passion, you should pursue your passion. So I am not going to tell you that don't pursue your passion, but then that needs to be, the word passion needs to be, along with that you should also apply something called as practicality. I'm very passionate about driving. I'm very passionate about driving a car. So do you think that becoming a driver is going to be the mantra of success? Would you like to be a driver? No. So then the second question is that I wanted to have a BMW, that too, that kind of a car which I wanted to drive, and that too on a beach road. Will that be, that passion can be your profession? Not necessarily always, so just a caution, because wherever I go, most of the time, wherever I go, I see that the people talk about the success and passion. And that needs to be applied. Whenever you get too much of a gyan from any platform, including your professors, beware. Keep 2, 3, 4 filters. And I agree with my the former panelist who was talking about that too much of a knowledge. So that also is dangerous. So just keep an additional filter like an arrow, so that you take only that much, whatever is being told to you. Now coming to the topics, and how many of you feel that, how many of you are wearing brands today? Can you raise your hand? Brands. Say about your shoes, your shirts, your dress, your specs, your mobile, your undergarments. How many of you feel? Vidushriji, I think one of the problem is that too much of a gyan makes them lethargic,
No, they are very active right now.
They are very active.
Probably not many of them are.
They can't even raise their hand. So then you say that you are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. Anyway, don't take me wrong. So the whole idea is that we all live in a world of brands. Do you agree with me? We all live in a world of brands. जो गाड़ी में हम जाते हैं, चाहे मेट्रो में हो, जो गाड़ी में हम जाते हैं, the clothes what we wear, even to the saloon we go, anything and everything is, we live in a world of brands. You're studying in a brand that is called as NDIM. That is that there may be a reason for you guys to come and join NDIM, right? So the world of brands is something which we have been driven of today. Now then the question is, which are the biggest brand in the world? Definitely there will be people like a young girl who is talking over a font. Okay, she's getting a very, very important call at this particular time, so she feels that she needs to be taking that call. But which font do you use, ma'am? Which font do you use? Samsung. So why did you bought Samsung? Huh? It's from Korea. So you have any special love for Korea? Okay, she has got a special love for Korea. So that's the reason for her to buy. So she did not say the truth. वो एकदम मुंह में जो आया वो बताया हुआ है, because Samsung is a good phone, it's a big premium brand, whatever it may be, right? And even if it is Korea, Korea is considered as a better brand image than China. If the moment you say China, then we will feel that it is a little low on quality. That's the standard way of thinking. So then my question still remains that which is the biggest brand according to you? You are all management students with, huh? You are yourself with the biggest brand. What's your name, sir? Nikhil. So Nikhil. So उठ के खड़े होके बोलना. तुम ब्रांड है तो पता तो चले. Yes sir. क्या बोलो? क्या पूरा नाम क्या है? Nikhil Sharma. I think Nikhil Sharma, at least he has got the guts, and he feels that he is the biggest brand. And who else can tell me that one or two names that which you feel is the biggest brand?
Apple.
Apple, okay. कौन सा एप्पल है? जो फोन वाला एप्पल है या एप्पल खाने वाला एप्पल है?
Not edible.
Not edible वाला, ये वाला एप्पल है. Okay. Who else?
Alphabet.
Alphabet, okay. So you mean to say Google, correct?
Tesla.
Tesla, okay.
Saudi Aramco.
Saudi, oh very good. बहुत ज़्यादा ज्ञान मिल रहा है बच्चों को आजकल. हाँ. Very good. So somebody said that Nikhil feels that he is the brand, and somebody feels that Apple, and somebody sees it's Google or the Alphabet or the Saudi Aramco, that is the biggest oil company in the world. Pretty good. So there are people who will have something else. Somebody said that like Samsung is a big brand. Of course, indeed. But have you ever thought? Well, I will not talk about my entire book in another 10 minutes. It's simply not possible, and I should not make that mistake. But I'll just give you a little bit of food for thought and leave. And I promise you I will not bore you. Because I understand that the people who are sitting on the other side, you should consider about them before you talk. The most important thing is that the brands whichever you have talked about, according to me, they are not the biggest brands. And I still say once again, they are not the biggest brands. How many of you believe in God? How many of you? Okay. I mean 50%. So I would say that the 50% में से 10% भी भगवान में विश्वास नहीं करते हो, बाकी को थोड़ा हाथ उठाने में तकलीफ होगा. So we generally, or at least before you go to an exam, how many of you take the name of the God? कोई भी भगवान हो सकता है. It can be Christ, it's, huh? So most of you go before you enter an exam hall and say that, yeah, हे भगवान, और जय बजरंग बली, अरे हे गणेश जी, कोई ना कोई, हाँ? जय श्री राम. So किसी न किसी को तो हम बुलाता ही है, correct? That's the standard. So then none of us talk. हम ये नहीं बोलते कि हे एप्पल मुझे बचाओ आज, ये तो नहीं बोलते. इवन चैट जीपीटी भी तो एग्जाम हॉल में तो अब तक तो अलाउड भी नहीं है. Neither we say that hey Samsung बचाओ, ये तो नहीं कहते. Correct? Most of the population, say about 7.5 billion people in the world, if you really look at it, how are they being divided? What is the way they have been divided? Say Indian, Chinese, US, whatever it may be. Beyond that, they have an identity which is called as religion. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So somebody says, I am a Hindu. And when you talk about a Hindu, what is that comes in your mind? Om. So the moment you see an Om somewhere, or even the saffron color, you would say that it is Hindu. Somebody says a crescent and a green color, by automatically you would say that it is Islam. Correct? By default?
Yes, sir.
Then the third one, the moment you see a cross, we know that it is Jesus Christ or Christianity. Now let me ask you, isn't it this religion is a bigger brand than any of them?
Yes.
Have you ever heard that because of an Apple phone, there are times कुछ ना कुछ होगा. Apple की वजह से कोई दुनिया का कोई what do you call, any of the kingdom has failed or been thrown out? No. Is it because of a mobile phone or ब्रांड ऑफ एनी गूगल की वजह से कोई गवर्नमेंट तो नहीं बदला, कोई किंगडम तो नहीं बदला, एक दूसरे के साथ दे नोबडी हैज गॉन टू फाइट विद ईच अदर, कभी मारपीट हुआ है? नहीं हुआ. बट देन इन द नेम ऑफ रिलीजन people will fight, people will argue, people will argue, people will fight. So the idea of religion is, according to me, is the biggest brand which has ever made by the God. In other words, in my book I say that this God's own brands. Just imagine this. How many of you are Hanuman Bhakt in this audience? हे भगवान, बहुत ज़्यादा यार, हनुमान जी का आजकल पॉपुलैरिटी ज़्यादा है. And how many of you are the great believer of Jai Shri Ram? Jai Shri Ram. काफी लोग. So the idea is that the moment you said, now I asked a question in the beginning. It took a while for me to get you out to ask you that which is the biggest brand in the country. It took a lot of time for somebody to even energize themselves and to tell that yes, get that information. But the moment I said Jai Shri Ram, whether it is with an interest, whether it is just to mock, it happens यार, इस उम्र में नहीं होगा तो फिर कब होगा. But हमने जरूर हाथ भी उठाया, जरूर हमने जय श्री राम 2-3 बार बोला भी है. So just think, close your eyes and think, the world is full of brands. And many, अच्छा एक बात बताओ, ब्रांड हनुमान को किसने क्रिएट किया? Anybody knows? No? अच्छा उस टाइम पे इंटरनेट था क्या? How old is the brand Hanuman?
Thousands of years. 7,000 years old.
चलो निखिल ने बोला कि 7,000 years old है. चलो किसी ने बोला thousands of years हो, किसी एटलीस्ट हमारा 5, 10, 15 पीढ़ियों को तो पता नहीं था. वो लोग भी यही बोला होगा कि उससे भी हजारों साल पहले है. Am I right? So imagine the brand Hanuman. The moment you think of what is the brand is all about, the brand has got a perception, an identity, and a value system embedded. Then only it will become a brand. Correct? That NDIM, we feel that यार इधर हो गया तो इतना तो प्लेसमेंट मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. 7-8 लाख रुपए का तो नौकरी पक्का मिलेगा, मैं थोड़ा बहुत भी ठीक से पढ़ोगे तो. Isn't it a perception? And NDIM says that I have one of the finest industry interaction. Correct? So that means that's a brand perception of NDIM. The moment you look at that logo of red color and NDIM written, that is something which strikes you. That's the perception they wanted to create in you, right? Tomorrow when you go out and say that yes, I am a proud student of NDIM, I have done my course at the NDIM, will make you feel little up in front of many of the other people with whom you may compete tomorrow. So the idea is that the value perception, then you just imagine without the internet, without the graphics artist or the computer, 7,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago, we have created brands. And those brands have still continue to live on as powerful as it used to be even maybe before time. So I told you brand Hanuman. Can you imagine a Hanuman without a Gadha Dhari? And imagine that we all talk about apple. उसने बोला क्या बोला था? Apple खाने वाला नहीं दूसरा वाला apple. Correct? But imagine that how many names had Lord Hanuman, Bhagavan Hanuman के पास कितनी नाम है?
108.
बताओ 4-5 नाम तो बताओ. 12 names you know that? बताओ सुनाओ यार निखिल, तुम तो ब्रांड है ही है, तुमसे सीख ले लो. क्या बात है निखिल के लिए. Now the idea is that the power of brand Hanuman is at display here. The power of brand Hanuman is at its display. Apple says that I am very careful about brand image, and I will not go little bit इधर भी नहीं हो सकता जो मेरा 100% ingredients होना चाहिए, when my brand image 100% black होना चाहिए. I am a brand man. All my life I was creating brands and I am teaching brands. But then I can tell you, imagine the 12 names of Lord Hanuman is a display in 30 seconds. And the moment you think of Hanuman, you know that it is a monkey god, the one who can fly even the most, much speeder than the air, the one who can even swallow the sun god, the one who can carry a big mountain. So what is that signifies as a brand? Hanuman is signifies for what? क्या है बताओ आप? Bravery, power, strength, courage. Somebody said loyalty. I think somebody who's on the phone must be thinking वो करके तो नहीं बता रहे, पता नहीं हाँ? Loyalty, honesty. मैंने तो कुछ नहीं बताया. देखो आप लोग खुद बता दिया एक ब्रांड का जो आप मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट में ये पढ़ाता होगा मेरे हिसाब से. How a brand is created, brand में क्या क्या होना चाहिए, यूनिक आइडेंटिटी होना चाहिए, उसके ये वैल्यू होना चाहिए, उसका what should be the vision, what should be the mission, and all of this drama must be taught to you every day. That must be something which has been taught to you. Since I have not gone to a management school, मैं सिर्फ सिखाने के लिए गया, मैं पढ़ने नहीं जाने का मौका नहीं मिला था. इसलिए नहीं था कि मैं गरीब था, पढ़ने में थोड़ा वीक था. But the idea of telling is that you all have been able to name the various names of Anjaneya Put, Hanuman, the brand Hanuman. You are able to give the number of adjectives, the qualities, the perception about the brand Hanuman is being at the display without even questioning. Now, is there anybody, any of the brand management institute में आपको ये पढ़ाया है क्या? नहीं. But you inherited this from societal values at your home, at your offices, wherever you go, from your societies you learned it. Am I right? Yes. So the brand Hanuman, isn't it bigger brand than any of these commercial brands of Samsung or an Apple or anything else?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Just look at the same way. Jesus Christ. And I know how many of you are Christians or the people who believe in the Christianity here. There's hardly anyone. But we all know Christianity, am I right? Yes. The moment you see just adjacent to this there is a church. The moment you see the cross, what comes to your mind? Christianity. Automatically we know that it's Christianity. The moment you think of Christianity, what else comes in your mind? That is the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Forgiveness. So the bottom line is, the religions are definitely the biggest brand in the world. And I would rather say, all of you in your management classes, rather than studying about these commercial brands, and maybe Vidushi ma'am, try and teach the brands which lived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, which never had a brand manager like PKD Nambiar to create or to propagate. Us. Are they like us? One is the head of an elephant. The other one is a monkey god, but we still pray to them. We revere them. They have so many identities in almost every word. Even I preach and tell the people that you should have one single identity, but both the brand names which I have told you, they have got multiple identities. They have multiple names. So even if you say that Vikneshwar, we know that it is Bhagavan Ganesh. We know that when you say the Lambodhar, we know that it is Bhagavan Ganesh. So the idea of the real branding and marketing needs to be learned not from the angle of the modern techniques, which will not make you wise, but it will make you like a copycat. So my humble submission to all of you, look not within the framework of a typical management branding learning. If you are ever going to work, and I'm not a great fan of people going and working and applying for a job. The people who go and apply for a job, with all due respect, I know that many of you may have already made your resumes. Why do you want to make a resume? Why do you want to work for somebody? Think once. Why don't they let the people work for you? You are all getting this knowledge of success. How to become successful, how to become a CEO. अरे CEO होता कौन है? किसी और का बनाए हुआ कंपनी को चलाने वाला. I have few CEOs in my company. But if a Nikhil can come up and say that I am the biggest brand, Nikhil should create a brand of himself and create a brand wherein people, maybe your juniors will come and apply. If you ever wanted to be a leader, people in the management institutes are taught leaders are made, isn't it? यही बोलते हो मैं? मुझे नहीं पता, मैंने जैसे बोला ना, I have not gone to MBA. Leaders are made, maybe like institutes like this. Can I say you? No? Leaders can't be made. Leaders are born. Who said that? Wow. She is a leader. Leaders are born. So if you ever wanted to be a leader, so do you have a success mantra? Definitely no. Whomsoever says that there is a success mantra, आप ये 5 पढ़ाओ, cross कर लो, you will become a leader. No. The leadership is also something which keep on evolving time to time. So the idea should be that you believe in yourself and say that I am a leader, I am not the one who is going to be, and I am a brand. Now what is this brand? You too can be a brand, because other than Nikhil, nobody has said that I am also a brand. So, but I am only saying that you can be a brand, and you too can be a brand. You can be a recognizable face, somebody who has got a value attached to it. The moment somebody says that, okay, she is a very, very smart looking girl, all the boys are after her life. Wherever she is going, most of the boys are just going around and saying that, oh, she is the most beautiful, I would like to be in front with. Or like my Sadar friend who says that he is the most fitted, glamorous, or a handsome chap in the campus. Or somebody else says that I am the most intelligent, he is the most intelligent person. Yaar dekh, ye to success to hoga hi hoga, he is the most. Or Vidushi ma'am feels that she is the most glamorous teacher in this institution. Or our Samsung user, she feels that when she smiles, pura shisha toot jayega. So the idea is that we all have something or the other in us. Right? The self-belief, overconfidence, confidence in you. And think that, yes, how do you wanted to create that perception about you? What is that image you wanted to give for you? For an example, in that guy, he was been chatting with like वो पूरे जिंदगी भर उसने बात करने के लिए उसको टाइम नहीं मिला, मौका मिला ही, जबकि वो लड़की भी नहीं है उसके साथ बैठा हुआ, एक लड़का ही बैठा हुआ है, फिर भी वो बात करते जा रहे, पूरा ज्ञान और exchange of communication is happening here. So what is the impression he will give? बात तो नहीं है, क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में? मैं मलयाली हूँ, केरलाइट हूँ, मेरा हिंदी इतना है, वही बोलते हो? So the impression what you create, not for you only, from also to the others. Correct? That's the perception what you create about you to the others is your image of your brand image. Now what you wanted to think of you, what is the kind of an image you wanted to give it to the others? It could be your dressing up, it could be your intelligence, It could be your communication skill. It could be your commitment. It could be your knowledge. It could be the way you treat and respect others. It could be the way you take the responsibility. It could be something or the other, the way you treat yourself and the image what you wanted to create. The moment you know who you are, your strength and your weakness, and work on the weakness, you are there, you can be a brand. Thank you so much. I know that it's too late in the evening. I don't want it to bore you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah, thank you.